What's good? What's good? Welcome to the Epic Entertainment Critics. I am Antoine.
And I'm still James.
And we're here to bring you an epic review. It is 7 months late, but I know y'all been waiting. I know we've been getting so many messages. Why ain't we reviewed Tenet yet? Why ain't we reviewed Tenet? So finally, we are going to review Tenet because I know y'all been waiting. I know y'all been wanting to get my opinion. You want to get this dude's opinion. And we're going to do that. But first, we got intro. That date has long passed.
Yes, it has.
But we inverted ourselves and went back to July 17, 2020, and so we can get the review up for y'all.
I was actually going to keep going with it.
No, okay, seriously.
We had to wait until now so that we wouldn't tip off our past selves. But yeah.
So just watch, we just watched Tenet with this food's first time seeing it. So we all reviewed it.
Yeah.
Tenet, man, it was, all right, and also this is a spoiler discussion.
Yes.
So we decided to say, you know what? First, I was wondering when I first saw it. I was wondering how the hell I'm going to review this without spoiling it, because to really get into the meat of what this movie's about, you got to talk about stuff that directly spoil it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like there's
you
only
can talk about how the effects and how
like outside of like
is.
just like rating it. There's not a lot we can say about this movie that doesn't spoil it. Everything is integral to the plot. Everything is integral to the conclusion. So it's like anything you want to say about this movie has to come with a spoiler warning. It's just the way it is.
What?
And now that I'm no longer inverted.
But we can talk about the technical side. And the action and the acting.
Yeah.
All that was superb. You know?
I think by this point, pretty much everyone that's looked into this movie has heard about the way they did a lot of the effects. Shooting everything in real time.
Yeah.
And playing it back for the inverted scenes.
I'm not sure how they exactly did everything, but it was a real cool effect. Yeah. I was kind of worried that it was going to be just like backward. Yeah. And like, okay, they just going to reverse. They just going to put everything in rewind or something. But no, it was because some people was moving forward and some things was moving backward.
Yeah.
And some things you had to kind of catch.
Well, I think the only thing that I have a hard time wrapping my head around is the scenes where like inverted stuff is going on at the same time as real time.
Yeah.
Because there's no way to know what's being played back at you when you're looking at it, because it all looks like it's happening in real time.
Right.
But you get these little moments where it's like, okay, clearly that's happening after the reaction.
Yeah.
Which is like visually disturbing. Like you'll have a fight scene, like dude's blocking hits, but it looks like he's hitting to get the block.
Dude, and then look, this movie play in two parts, right? The first half is pretty much a straightforward, linear movie, and then the second half, everything's inverted.
Yeah.
They kind of broke it up like that. which everything that's on, of course, on purpose. The word Tenet is 10 backward. It's 10 and then 10 backward. Yeah. So it's like, all right, I'm getting what you're doing. Now I have some trouble with some of the was it not the logic maybe some of the but hey, I was digging it and I was following it to a point. So let's start with the plot. So John David Washington is the protagonist. Don't get a name. We know he's some kind of special forces or like he worked for some kind of government. Yeah. Or whatever. They never said who he actually worked for. CIA.
No, they purposefully didn't let us know that. All we know is that he's probably an American.
Yeah, right. I'm pretty sure he's American because I didn't see no signs of not being American.
Yeah,
but yeah,
we have no reason to believe he's not American. But like they won't tell us what agency he works for.
Right.
You know, we don't know where he's from. We don't know what his name is. All we know is
he's like a spy. He's got because he had
he's an operative.
You're right, so he had the spy pill, the cyanide capsule. It's like, oh, that's standard for a spy, right?
So far as we know.
So he's the protagonist, and he start off on his mission so they got this scene at the beginning at the opera house, and like, and I warned you, you were like, wow, this is loud. I warned you that it's the loudest. This is actually the loudest movie I ever freaking heard. And I heard that, of course, that's on purpose.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird, though, because, like, they don't shy away from hitting you with sudden, like, shocks of noise from dead silence, either.
Yeah.
Like, so, like, when the action jumps off, like, this concert band has just finished tuning. They're waiting to get the go-ahead to start playing, and then boom, action.
Right. I love that scene. You know, it was just a badass scene. All the camera angles was dope, and then the action. That's what I said. The action and the choreograph, like seeing like them go in like, as a SWAT team. But I think I wasn't 100% sure. So the terrorists came in, and then they blended themselves in with the terrorists. Is that how they did?
No, they blended themselves in with the response unit.
Okay.
So like they were supposed to get somebody out. So the terrorists hit. They knew the terrorists were going to hit. The terrorists were hitting the opera,
right,
to mask them going after this covert operative, who was going to get taken in by whoever the terrorists worked for.
Okay,
and
because this is one scene he was like, who are you? Then I'm like, was he supposed to be one of the bad guys, or was he with the? I wasn't sure exactly.
So like I think
because they had all these patches from different agencies, and they was like, which one going in? Oh, okay. So that's the patches they use.
So like I'm thinking, I think the terrorists and the response unit were both working for the same people. The protagonist unit was getting sent in to extract this dude under cover of the same deal. Gotcha. So it's like the bad guys are playing on two different levels, and then the good guys are sneaking in to like fuck the whole thing up by snatching dude out from under him.
Yeah, and okay, so this kind of kick off the movie, and this is a spy movie. If you want a black James Bond, you got this.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
And this is This is better than James Bond.
Right, plot-wise, it's way better than James Bond.
Like, I don't like saying it because
James
I know
Bond always the same,
and this is the thing, and I think like this is something I always
respect James Bond. Don't
respect to James Bond.
We both fans of James Bond.
This was something I always liked about The Equalizer. This was something I always liked about The Man with No Name. This was something I always liked about I'm blanking, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Right?
Yeah.
Whereas like they come into these situations, no one knows who they are, where they came from, or why they're there.
Yeah.
They do their job, they get out. There is no, Mr. Bond, your reputation precedes you.
Right. Like I told you about that, man. Bond is famous.
Yeah.
You can't be a spy if you're famous.
And he always introduces himself with
his real name.
Like, even if James Bond is just
his
the name he works under.
birth-given name.
Like even if James Bond was just the name he worked under, it's always the same alias.
Yeah.
everywhere you go.
Well, they played that up in the first Casino Royale, where he used his name, and then she was like, "What the hell?" He was like it don't matter, they don't know me, or something like that.
Yeah, but like it's always like, yes, the name is Bond. Hey, I heard of you. I heard of you. Like
Bond here. You know,
like, if anyone who's doing shady stuff, if a dude named James Bond shows up unannounced,
kill him immediately.
Kill him, even if it's not the right one. If a dude shows up, says his name is James Bond, and he orders
even if he's like a 65-year-old
and
man,
he orders a dry martini, shaken not stirred, murk his ass.
Anybody, look, go on the phone book, just take out everybody named James Bond.
Just get rid of all of them. You know what?
Okay, seriously
though. Yeah.
This was a spy movie all the way.
Yeah.
And they actually used all the even cliches like I said, the cyanide castle and get tortured and all that stuff. So yeah, that's why I was like, man, I was really enjoying the plot as well as all the action and the loud score. But so let's talk about what's actually going on, because they recruited him for a mission, and he kind of didn't know what he was doing. He didn't know why he was doing, but he was like, I got a job to do. He's like one of them driven guys that don't, like, he asked questions. At one point he said, I'm good, I ain't doing this no more. And then they was like, well, if you don't, you're going to die. Everybody's going to die. So, okay. Well, I guess I'll work.
Yeah. I mean, if I gotta.
Yeah.
But I always find it weird. Like his respect for operational security is like leagues beyond normal. Like, so look, we can't tell you about that because if you know about it, then you might mess up what's going down. So we can't tell you. All right, fair enough. So what do I need to know? Like, what?
Well, he was a professional. He was a very, very professional.
Yeah.
That's what I do like about characters like this, because they got the swab, whatever dude that break the rules. I'm like, okay, seriously, you're going to need somebody that's going to be take this more serious, that's going to actually get the job done, opposed to that, I break the rules, I do what I want to do, I get results.
I don't play by the rules.
Okay.
All right,
people like that, but honestly, them the kind of people to get killed and get other people killed.
Because like the rules do exist for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, everybody likes to act like, yeah, man, the rules are just to keep people in their box. Like, nah, sometimes the rules have a good damn reason.
Well, I mean, it's not even just that. It's like sometimes you just can't. You can't just do stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying? The way some of these movies are here, they just go off the rails. But anyway, this character is pretty much kind of like thrown into it, and we find it out as he found it out. We find it out as he found it out. What's going on or whatever, and I still didn't know what was going on. So okay, we already know Tenet is basically kind of going back in time, almost reversing time. Explain it. Can you explain it?
I can try. So there's this key technique throughout this movie. They call it inversion, and so basically it reverses, as they say, it reverses entropy. But basically it plays with the way you interact with time. So think of this like if you're a comic book fan at all.
But we talking about just the objects or the people?
Everything. Okay. Everything. So like if
you kind of had it first, it was objects.
Because like that's why when they go in with their watches, the flow of time on the watch is inverted too.
Okay.
So everything that goes through an inversion field, and there's a machine, what they call it, a turnstile.
It was a turnstile.
Well, yeah.
I don't know if that was the name of the machine.
Right. But this device would invert whatever went through it. So this was objects, people, whatever. And so it basically bombards things with this, what they called at one point inverse radiation, whatever. And so, but like I was saying, like if you look at like the Reverse Flash, who isn't like, not the Reverse Flash, Professor Zoom, who rather than like being as fast as the Flash can like just change the way his body interfaces with time. So rather than just like moving back in time, inverting the way you react to time. So as time moves forward, you move backwards.
Yeah, that's interesting stuff, man. Very. So, let's talk about some cool stuff. Let's talk about how when 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 they go inverted, we see it forward. No, they actually seeing it happen forward, but as we would see it, it'd be backward. Right?
Well, interestingly, it depends.
Well, because the scene where the car when the car was going backward, but when they showed it inverted, it was going forward.
So this is the problem with that.
I'm saying in the real time we saw the car and it was moving backward, right?
Well,
no, what? Am I wrong?
I'm restructuring the scene in my head.
No, because when they was on the highway and the car chasing them, it was going backward. But then when he got in the car, after he got inverted and got in the car, he was driving forward. But he couldn't really steer it right because he had to steer it the other direction.
Okay, so this is part of the problem with trying to talk about this stuff. So the car was going forward both ways. But when he's in the car, we
saw it going backward though.
No. So like he steers, and when we see him driving while inverted, he's steering in reverse.
Because he's actually going backward.
No. He's moving backward in time because their causality has been reversed. He's steering to the right because the car has moved to the right.
Uh-huh.
All of that has already taken place.
Okay.
So he's just matching the movement.
Okay.
He can't
got a headache.
God, this is so weird to talk about. He's already steered the car to the right in the past, so now that he's in his own future gone back in the past.
All right, so let's move on with the plot.
This is quantum physics here, man. This is not going to be an easy
So we said it's a spoiler discussion, and so we know that he was told that this evil Russian villain,
Andre something, Andre Sater,
whatever, played by Kenneth Branagh with the most cliche Russian accent. Like, dude, you just hamming it up right now.
The only way he could ham this up more would be if he burst into a room, dramatic as all hell. Look at me, I am the villain of the story.
Start doing that Russian dance. You know that bullshit.
The Khrushchev.
Whatever. Well, yeah, he was very cliche, but anyway, he's supposed to have been trying to get this
as cliche as Paul Giamatti in Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Well, at least that was already played as a
just a little bit dialed back from there.
Yeah, so he's supposed to get this. He was after plutonium, so he wanted to make a nuclear bomb. So, which sounds very cliche.
Yeah,
but that was a red herring.
Yes, yes.
Where in a James Bond movie, that would just been that.
It would have just been plutonium.
And he's like, "Why you want the bomb? Because I want to. Because I'm a bad guy. That's what I do. You know, it's like, okay, why you want to be stupid rich, but then you want to blow up the world? What do you?
Well, you know what?
What's the point of having money if it ain't no world?
At least with James Bond, the way it's usually played is these two nations are finally going to sign a peace treaty. But if they do that, I can't make money off of selling them weapons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set off this device and make both of them think the other guy did it. Then they'll come to me to buy better weapons so they can kill each other, and I'll make money.
Yeah, right. It's
convoluted
always
spy movie stuff. It's convoluted spy movie.
It's always stupid playing with. Okay, if you already a thief, just steal the money. Oh, I didn't think about that. But anyway, so. You know, this is kind of like a typical James Bond plot where he has to implant himself in his organization and try to get closer to him to stop him. And by doing that, he had to get close to the guy's wife, which played, do you know her name?
I think it's Elizabeth Debicki.
Okay, yeah.
I could be wrong about the first name.
The very, very tall blonde. She's a beautiful lady, but she's noticeably taller than all her co-stars.
I think she's 6'3", the only person who was near or
the
taller.
guy, the dude, main henchman was about her height.
He was
maybe.
about her height when she's wearing her.
But he was a little shorter than her though. She was still taller than him. You know,
I couldn't tell because every time we saw him, he was.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. But so see, my thing is, okay, 6'3" ain't the tallest, but one, she had 3-inch heels on.
Were they
She
only
already
3
6'3".
inches? I couldn't tell.
Well, they was very high heels.
It was very high heels.
And she already 6'3", but her she's very long, so her neck is so long. That's one feature on her that really stands out to me. Like her neck is just extra long.
And like for like a good quarter of her scenes, like you see her stooping down and then standing up over people.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, so we're not going to ignore this.
Right. I mean, and then I told you about the part when she gave him a kiss. It was like
she had to stoop down to kiss his cheek.
Yeah, she stooped down to kiss his cheek, and it was like she's kissing her little brother, man. It was like, why they have to do this dude like this? Why do they have to give him the tallest female in Hollywood and made him just look so small?
Yeah. Like, there's no way to look like an imposing figure next to a chick who has to bend down to step into the room.
Yeah, and not just that. When she gave him a kiss, it was just
like if he had just threatened to kill everyone in the room and made it believable, and then she comes over, stoops down, and gives him a kiss on the cheek. Now you have fun.
You just lost all your clout right there.
I ain't scared of you no more, dude. You just got little broed by that chick. I ain't scared of you.
So
no
anyway, the guy has to he got to get close to her. I mean, he's going to get close to her to get close to the villain, which is very James Bond like. But they got this whole thing where they show that what's his name Andre. They make him even more evil just by the way he do his wife. It's like,
oh man.
I'm like, what? It's like I know he's supposed to be evil, but this is starting to get ridiculous.
Like
his mustache twirling was ridiculous.
So like at one point, so they don't have the rating to just go all in on this stuff, but like they show you him getting set up to whoop her ass. Yeah. This dude takes off his cufflinks, takes off his belt, puts the cufflinks into the belt, and wraps that mug around his hand so he can get a good grip.
God,
like,
this dude about to...
like he taking this ass whooping personal. God dang,
man, you mess around and like permanently damage somebody like
dude,
that.
Like this is not let me teach you a lesson. I'll fix your makeup. We gotta go back outside. No, this is let me put you in the hospital so you learn never to mess with me again.
Yeah.
Like this is some like you said, mustache twirling villainy.
Yeah. So staying on the plot. He's trying to get this plutonium, and so what they do, this is a kind of a Mission Impossible thing. I'm going to steal it for him. I'm going to steal it for him so I can get his trust, and then I'm going to make sure he don't get it.
Yeah.
They always do that in Mission Impossible.
And you know what? And the way they line this up, it's like, okay, so look, you need to get him on the hook by offering to get him this plutonium. Okay. Now, once you get in good with him, you can stop him from doing such and such. Wait, so we're going to skip the fact that I'm going to be getting him plutonium? Oh, no, we're going to steal it from him later. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. That's like those will never go like you think.
Can we just not give him plutonium?
But, and all those scenes were badass action scenes.
Yeah.
Real good set pieces. Like that whole scene, the way they got that was real dope. He was like, I guess something's gonna happen. I'm like, you think? every time they crank that
it was never the music that got me. It was always like I was looking for signs of like action having happened. Yeah, because like everything is like whatever the thing that's going to happen is, it's already happened. We're just waiting for things to line up.
And then people say every time they talking, they had to be like walking somewhere. They couldn't just like sit down talking.
Yeah, that. And like you could never quite hear what they were saying because the music was always above them. The score was always a little bit above the volume they were speaking at.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I got to mess with the camera. Anyway, so I guess this is a spoiler discussion. We could talk about the end. So, or pretty much the middle.
Yeah.
Well,
once
also, they go, what's that?
We forgot to say he also picks up a sidekick. Robert Pattinson's character, Neil.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's more than a sidekick.
Well, I mean, like...
That would be like a good buddy cop movie.
Yeah.
So basically, and they make him... He's that character that know more than he's letting on. So, did you like that?
You know what? I actually did. And it's weird because like he plays as a
Play
subordinate.
Right. Well, he plays. Well, he is though.
Yeah,
But he plays like he's telling him everything, but he already knew.
Well, like in the way they play it, it's like he's giving him information that he already knew, and then acting surprised when he gets told information in turn.
But then he explained that too.
Yeah.
That you don't need to know that because that would change what you'll do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why he had to act ignorant on a lot of things.
It's a good it's a good play on his part, but also it kind of helps you backtrack through the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's because it's one of the movies that on second watching you'll notice so much more. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because they give you so many little small things that you'll miss the first time.
I'm looking forward to my second watch on this movie.
Or just go to just look at the Tenet explain videos, and they still be like, "Well, we think we got it."
I mean, that's the thing. It's like no matter how much you do manage to understand, you're still gonna be stuck saying, "I think this is what happened."
Yeah.
So like, I felt really secure in like my understanding of how this movie was going. And then like 5 minutes left in the movie, and I'm like, "Hold up!" But then why? Yeah. How? When did?
I know.
What?
I kind of, man, the whole end scene, I almost got it, but then when I kind of watched the video. Okay, I do kind of get it, but okay, so the second half of the movie was kind of inverted, where the protagonist and Neil actually went backward, all the way back to where they first started.
Yeah,
brilliant. Where in everything they was doing. Where, okay, we seen things happen early in the movie, and we didn't know what the hell was going on, and we found out later it was them.
And like that one was a good one where it was like I thought I knew what was going on, but I wasn't quite there.
Yeah,
you know, because like I thought it was both of them going back, and Neil had caught himself.
Yeah,
was what I thought.
Oh, yeah, I did it too. When I first saw that, I'm like, was that nope? That was him,
and that was why he let him go. It was like, oh, well,
when he saw him,
it's like, oh, damn, is that me?
He also threw him the mask back. Like, here you go, get back to work. You good? But yeah, as I said, it's layers on layers. But yeah, that whole fight in the turnstile, the original turnstile, I was like, what?
And this is the one thing I don't like about this, like playing with causality like this in a movie, is because this is the question I always ask at the end of it is why?
Yeah.
You know, so like what? Like so, I don't know if the whole point of that was to illustrate what the turnstile does, because at some point a version of him has to decide that needs to happen, right?
I guess.
But why?
Why is why? I don't know. It was cool
like, he knows he's going to try to stab himself. He doesn't need to have been stabbed. Why let him stab himself?
No, but his past self didn't know.
No, what I'm saying is his future self knows that he's going to try to stab him.
Okay.
So why not like account for that?
He can't stop it though. They kept on saying you cannot stop nothing that already happened.
But this is the thing, like this is how like if you want to get into like upper echelons of quantum mechanics and how fated events work, there are key points and then there are minutia. The minutia can change, but the key points don't. So he has to fight himself. Bet. The fight has to get to a certain place. Bet. But it is not necessary that he be stabbed in the course of that fight for that to happen.
How could he have stopped it?
Because he knows it's going to happen.
Yeah,
he knows where.
But he also was in a rush. Like he wasn't stopping to think and figure stuff out. He was trying to really get through there as quick as he could and not kill himself.
All I'm saying is the balancing act he has is that he knows everything his past self is going to do, but he needs to get his past self to a certain point without letting his past self know that he's being led there. He didn't need to get stabbed for that to happen. He knew he was going to his past self was going to stab him. He could have altered that without altering the general scheme of things.
Okay, I feel you, and I see what you're trying to say. Believe it or not, but
I'm sorry for any headaches I'm causing.
No, I feel what you're trying to say, but
I also see your point about him being in a hurry to get stuff done.
Yeah, and I just felt like at that point, if you stop and think about it, you might be able to not do that. But the way he had such a sense of urgency, it was just let me get through past them. I don't care how. I just need to get past them.
Yeah.
And I can just get past me. But I know me, and I know I wouldn't let me pass.
Right.
So anyway, so it was like a red herring where the plutonium, where it was this algorithm which causes the whole time.
Yeah.
Which was invented by, I think it was supposed to be that doctor who showed him.
I think so.
Inversion stuff.
Yeah.
And the whole thing was, if the thing got put together and then the dude died, it was going to go off or something like that.
Something like that.
Which I didn't quite understand because he died and it never went off.
Well, I think the idea is that they took it apart before that
it happened?
I'm not 100 on that, but...
Okay, because, basically the Andre was keeping her hostage because...
Oh, no, you know what it was? Andre's plan was to drop put the completed algorithm in a canister and drop it down this hole.
Okay.
And when he died, it was supposed to set it off.
Right.
Which was his plan. Like he planned to die with it down in that hole, and that was like it needed to be there at that time in order for everything to work out. He also needed to die at a specific time, I think. And I think her like messing with his plan, because he died before the timer hit 0.
I know. That was the whole thing. They didn't want him to die though, and she just up and killed him because she just got tired of him. And it was like,
yeah,
I was like, well, that was kind of selfish because you could have just killed everybody.
Yeah.
But
like one problem I had is we still don't know how this thing is supposed to operate.
Yeah.
So it's like all we know is they've got these 9 items that when like constructed together, and it's like just like basically just socketed into one another in a row.
Yeah.
Are supposed to like cause whatever quantum cataclysm causes everything to get inverted.
Yeah, something like cause the universe to fold into itself.
It's supposed to like basically implode the timeline, whatever.
So let's talk about the ending. I like the fact that they had 2 teams, and it was actually the same team, just inverted.
So like you have 2 teams running in real time and inverted at the same time.
Right, but it was the same team.
But it was the same team.
Yeah, I like that because first I didn't realize that. Like, oh, they was like, who's the other team? You don't need to know that.
Yeah,
it's actually you.
Yeah, but we are like I love that line. It's like so. Blue team will enact their operation in an hour.
Yeah,
we are benefiting from the intel gained from their operation.
Yeah.
It's like, so who's on blue team? That is need to know information, and you do not need to know.
because they don't want you to change your mind.
Like, we don't want you going in here and deciding you should have done things differently. And,
right.
Yeah. Even though Neil basically just...
So then other people was talking about that other character is like, he just came out of nowhere, but he seems very important to the plot, or very important to the what was going on too.
Yeah,
he was very informative, and he was kind of a main character, but he just came out of nowhere. I forget his name.
Ives, I think it was. I think that's what they called him. But yeah, he seemed to know a good deal about it, but like he just pops up. Right.
It's just like they didn't give him no kind of introduction, and he's like, okay. And then they even gave him a piece at the end, so it's like, okay, so he's important. He's important enough to be at least one of these. Okay, so we got this end, and the protagonist was about to get killed, and somebody popped up with a book bag with a red, red strap on it to save him. Well, we already know it's Neil.
Yeah.
So explain that whole thing, because Neil came in to open the door.
Yeah. So
is he just dead now?
That's the end of Neil's timeline. Period.
So he died right there.
Yeah. Well, hold up.
His inverted self, though.
Hold up.
Can his inverted self just survive?
Because I feel like
so what I'm saying, his regular self died, but his inverted self survived.
Yeah.
But when he go back, he gonna die.
So
that's gonna be it, right?
yeah.
It's very confusing.
So,
but all I know is Neil is gonna die, and that was kind of like saying.
So
goodbye.
I get the idea that at the end there, he goes back to take a bullet for the protagonist.
Yeah.
But a version of him is already down there in the shaft.
Man, that's what's confusing. Is like if you actually die, if one version died, do the other version die?
Well, like, so this is what I don't get is the version of him that's in the shaft before everything jumps off down there. Was that the version that went back, or did another
I hope you
version
ain't asking
of him,
me because I ain't got no answers.
You know, because like I get that we're not supposed to know it's him, up until the end, but like the version of him that's in the shaft before everything jumps off, he's on the other side of the door. Is that the one that gets shot in the face?
Yeah.
Or was there yet another Neil?
No,
that
he
came
had
down?
right because he had to open the door.
Yeah,
That's why he went back.
okay. All right, cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he was on the other side of the door.
So yeah, all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's
I
where
mean, and
Neil
I really love the end where they just basically like, who recruited you? You did, I really like. Okay, so he and then you come to find out everybody that he been working for was working for him.
Yeah,
that's dope. I love that reveal.
Well, like that. There's something so amazing about. It's like, so who's your boss? Well, you. Well,
with the whole time, right? With he didn't know how high it went, but
like
come to find out that in the future he have set up kind of like a time.
Imagine how screwy that is. Okay, I need you to go back to tell so and so to tell that guy, ain't that you? Don't worry about that.
Yeah,
but he had to orchestrate his own manipulation so he could get to the point that he could set up his own manipulation to save the world. Tenet, people,
tricky. But no, man, it was a good ass movie, man. Stuff like that, dude. It's like I gotta watch it a couple more times. It's layers upon layers,
man.
But I would love to see either part 2 or a series.
Stuff like this make me want to go crack open my college textbooks, dude.
Yeah.
Like this, like I enjoy this narratively. I enjoy this as a cool action spy thriller.
Right.
I enjoy this as a treatise on quantum mechanics. Like I love every aspect of this flick.
Yes, and I know everything about quantum mechanics. Anyway, so I give it an epic. Need I say, there's nothing else I can say, man. That's the most epic time you can have on a movie when you enjoy it. Even if you don't quite understand it, you know what I'm saying? It was, to me, it was just epic. What'd you give it?
Dude, there's no other option. This movie is an epic. Like, I can't think of the last time a movie had me thinking like this and had me sucked in like this.
Yeah.
Like, I was invested from start to finish. I could not take myself out of this flick. It was perfection.
And the practical effects, man, it's like ridiculous.
Because there is no selling an effect like doing it for real.
Yeah,
true. There's just no substitution.
Didn't see no fake CGI stuff coming. It was
like,
all
I'm looking at explosions and I'm like, I'm waiting for the fake bloom of the explosion. But like then the explosion goes into the smoke the way it's supposed to because it's a real explosion. The dust clouds are real. The bullet hits are real. Like this is beautiful.
Yes. Well said. Need you don't have to say anything after that, my friend.
Brings a tear to my eye, man.
All right. So that is our review for Tenet. We going to what's the phrase when you not inverted anymore? Reverted. We are back from the past. We uninverted. We are now uninverted, and we are now moving forward. We inverted ourselves to do the review because it came out in July and we didn't see it. So, all right. Thanks for checking out the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you like our content.
Don't forget to hit the bell icon next to that button. Set that to all so you get notified every single time we go live or post a video. And while you're still here, go ahead, give that video a thumbs up if you like what you saw here today and drop a comment down below. Tell us what you thought about the movie, How much of it did you get on your first, second, third watching, and would you like to see more? We want to hear from y'all.
Yes, we are out of here.
Peace.